Scott Hillstrom. I am the chairman of the Health Store Foundation, which is a U.S.-based 501c3 tax-exempt organization which is developing the franchise distribution model for the distribution of essential medicine in Africa. I've had the privilege of examining more than 40 entrepreneurial ventures targeting a range of health-related issues in developing countries. And I have to say that in a world where there's so much bad news, it's really great to have this opportunity to see so many good things that are being done. I would really encourage everyone to pay close attention to some of these young entrepreneurs. There are many of these people who are 20, 30 years old, and some of them who are maybe 70-some years old, who have found alternatives for the way to spend their lives. Rather than chasing money on Wall Street, these are people who are bringing their entrepreneurial talents to solve the problems of the world's poor. They're doing things that make a high social impact. They're doing things that scale, and they're finding ways to finance these things both through the private sector grant channels, but also through private investment capital. Some of these ventures are nonprofit organizations, others are actual businesses who are set up not only to make a profit, but also to achieve a social impact. There's a lot of complaining about globalization in the world today, but anyone who will take the time to go and look at these posters will discover that one of the byproducts of globalization is that many of the great things that we've learned in the developing world that have helped to raise the standard of living for everyone, to improve health care for everyone in rich countries, these same things are now finding their ways through these dazzling entrepreneurs into developing countries. And some of these things are truly amazing. So don't miss the opportunity to view the posters over here. Spend a good hour looking at some of these, and I think you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised and encouraged to see the terrific work that all these people are doing.
Reis Berman, I am Director of Program for Google.org. That's the philanthropic arm of Google, where I'm directing our global public health work. I'd like to echo Scott Hillstrom. It's quite a privilege to go along all these indeed very exciting innovations that are presented here. They fall in a number of groups, quite a few that focus on indeed mobile phone applications that are in a way as we think of them at Google, as the poor man's computer, if you like, that allow people to access information and in many ways leapfrog some of the applications that are tested here in the US. We would hope that for health, mobile phone-based solutions can do what mobile phones have done for communications as well, allowed people who never had access to landlines to have access to mobile phones and bypass the technology straight away. In fact, a second group of innovations deals with, in effect, private healthcare through innovative hospitals and franchise operations. And I was just in a session before we came down here where Scott Hillstrom and others were presenting their work. And one of the questions of the audience was, when are you opening your next clinic in the US? And that was debated there for a few minutes. Some of these innovations that are now starting out in India or in East Africa may indeed have potential to innovate healthcare, not just there, but right here in the US. I was also very pleased to see a lot of innovations that deal with diagnostics. I think diagnostics are another field that are sort of set to change the way healthcare is delivered in developing countries, going from primarily clinical diagnosis to actually having affordable tests available to people so they don't jump to conclusions that any fever must be malaria, but actually finding out what it is that would provide effective solutions there. Many interesting things, and of course, as you've said already, I happen to have a background in water, and it's great to see so many affordable water solutions presented here in this exhibition. I think
80 times cheaper water than ever before.